Hey there, it's your friend Chris Luck. I'm the creator of AIville, which is the largest and fastest growing community on the internet for people like yourself and me who are learning how to use AI. And I'm here on my YouTube channel again today, live, to show you something very, very, very simple that you can do with AI. And it's something that I used to take forever to do manually with Photoshop, but now with AI, I just kind of came across this tool that we can use to remove backgrounds from anything using AI, but not just remove backgrounds. I'm going to show you how to remove backgrounds, how to fine tune backgrounds, and also how to completely replace backgrounds with AI and how to do so for yourself. But also, if you want to kind of cash in on this gold rush going on with AI, I'm going to show you how people are actually making a lot of money doing it as well. So just want to take a minute and thank you all for being here. And I'm going to share my screen really quick. And I noticed that the graphic I designed here said remove backgrounds and get paid $5,890. But then when I went to check the person that is actually the case study we're going to be going over today, that person is now made $5,930. So the numbers are a little bit off, but that person's made more since a day and a half ago when I designed this graphic. So first off, I want to talk about the tool to use, and the best tool that you can use for this is going to be called Canva, not just Canva, but Canva AI. And with Canva AI, this is where I used to do all of this in a very long, very monotonous way using Photoshop. And you can forget Photoshop because Canva is lightning fast. Backgrounds can be gone in seconds without any clicking at all. Canva's new AI tool feels like magic, and we'll test it live today, and we're actually going to try to break it and really kind of put it to the test. That's why I like to do things live, is because it's one thing seeing people on YouTube showing you how to use certain tools, but then I feel like when I go to try to use certain AI tools or image generators or background removers, it just doesn't quite work like it does from the person that I watched the video from. And that's because they probably did a lot of editing and edited out all of the things that went wrong. And I just like to go live and kind of play around with it in real time. Now, before we jump over to Canva, the secret sauce that really makes it work like magic is that it's not just a background remover button, which you're going to see in a second. It's an AI brain that completely isolates edges, pixels by pixels, and it learns from billions of images all over the internet, which is why it's going to be so much more powerful than you using Photoshop or some generic background remover tool out there on the internet. And each update that Canva keeps coming out with, the backgrounds are getting sharper, they're getting removed faster, and you're never going to look at photos the same. And if some of you are old school like I am that used Photoshop in the past, with Photoshop versus Canva, it's really no contest at all. Photoshop is very slow. It's very complicated. It's just really overkill when we're trying to do quick things like we're doing right now with removing backgrounds. Canva AI will really win on your speed and results, and there's no layers, there's no lag, there's no frustration, and you can really finish jobs before your coffee cools. So let's go ahead and try it out. What you're going to want to do is go into Canva, and if you don't have a Canva account, you can just create one for free. And once you get into Canva, you want to drag pictures that you would like to experience removing backgrounds from. And by the way, just want to do a shout out to everybody that's taking time to be here live. So what's up, Queen? What's up, MD? And what's up, Michael from Colorado? Thank you for taking the time to be here. And Tamara, so glad I'm doing this. And you're at work, but tuned in. Thank you for letting me know that you're at work and that you're tuned in. I actually have, I have planned for this week. You might want to go take a look at my YouTube channel because right now it's the Monday, October 27th. I have a live stream planned Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, even on Halloween, because there's a lot of really cool things that I want to share with you this week. And I'm going to make this week's live streams a little different than my previous live streams where I keep them a lot shorter. So it's going to be very short, very tactical, very to the point, because I want to essentially teach you a new skill every day with AI and then show you how you can actually take that skill and really cash in on just the AI gold rush going on in a really cool, clever, and kind of creative way. So what's up, Chip Sandy? Thank you from doing a little shout out from SoCal. So let's jump over back into Canva. And what you'll do is once you're logged in, you just take any photo that you have that you want to remove a background and then just drag it into Canva and then drop it in. So I've already uploaded a few of them. My daughter just had a softball tournament over the weekend where it was a Halloween hit fest and they had to dress up as Smurfs. So let's go ahead and start with her photo here. So let me go ahead and take Tamara off the screen. Sorry about that, Tamara. All right, so this is my daughter. So an example here is, if let's say this background you don't like, the bag in it, or the bags in it or anything, if you just want to remove everything and start with just a white background, you would just click on the image, and then literally there's just a button called BG Remover, stands for background remover. You click on background remover, you wait just a couple seconds, and the entire background's gone. So again, there's nothing that I've ever seen be this fast and this easy to use when it comes to removing backgrounds. And if you don't like it, you can just hit Command and Z, and then it'll just bring the background back. Now, there's a couple fun things that I want to play around with. I'm going to upload some images too to make things a little more complicated, and we'll really see if we can break it. But there's some hidden Canva AI tricks that I've come across that I want to show you. And then I'm actually going to show you how you can turn this skill into somebody that is made over $5,930 simply removing backgrounds from people. So there's a brush tool that you can use in Canva to really fine tune your results, and you can auto replace new backgrounds instantly. You can stack AI tools inside of Canva for pro level results, and you'll look like a Photoshop god to people that don't understand that you're just using a simple tool like Canva to do this. So let's just kind of play around with this live, because I came across this just recently and I haven't tested it yet. So when you have an image, let's say in here, you can click on it, and then instead of hitting background remover, you can just hit edit, and it's going to pull out these editing tools. So let's go ahead and just zoom out a little bit. Now, what you can do, I've played around with the brush one, but let's go ahead and try the click one, because I'm curious if it says click on an area of the image to edit. So if you notice, when I move the mouse over this backpack, it highlights the backpack. If I move the mouse over this white backpack on the right, it highlights it. So what I could do, and this is something brand new with Canva AI, so you can just click on an image, and then we'll just hit magic, let's say magic eraser, and then it highlighted the image. So now I just hit magic eraser, and now that backpack is gone. We'll go ahead and click on this black one right here, and we'll just hit magic eraser, and this backpack is now gone. So, but you can see it also left this kind of bat and everything just kind of sitting there. So that's where you would just want to click on the brush, and then for the brush size, you can kind of make it a little smaller and just kind of highlight this area, and then come down and hit magic eraser, and now it's going to remove the stuff that's on the fence. So you can see it made it a little bit blurrier. Well, that's where you can kind of play around with the brush size and really zoom in. I could zoom in a lot more, but I don't want to kind of throw things off on the live stream. But if you don't like the way that things turned out, you can just, again, hit Command Z, and we hit Command Z. Oh, I deleted the whole thing. Oh, it looks like I've done as many going backs as I could. So it looks like you can only do Command Z one time. You can't like do Command Z and go back, like all the multiple edits that you did. So what we'll do here is we can just highlight the whole thing and just hit background remove. And then in just a second, it'll remove the entire background. So like I said, one cool thing, if you want to play around with this on your own, is how you can auto replace backgrounds instantly. So once I remove the background, I can click on the image. So it's just her on just nothing. And then I can hit edit. And then now you can hit background generator. So when you click on background generator, you can describe a new background. So I can say, if I don't really know what to come up with, I can hit inspire me, and it's going to say a wooden kitchen counter and a bright natural setting, an open modern office with modern accents, a warm tone wooden floor meets a soft beige wall, stuff that probably I don't want to do. What about standing on the pitcher's mound at the St. Louis Cardinals Stadium? If you don't like the Cardinals, that's okay. You don't have to. That's just the first team I could think of because it's the closest baseball team near me. And what it's going to do now is it is coming up with an AI generated background and not necessarily home plate. What it does is it generated 4 of them for me. So this one obviously looks really good and even put a shadow in and everything. Now, if there's shadows here that you don't like, you can actually go back to the editor and then just do what you saw me do earlier, where I can just go to the editor. I can click on, before I click brush, let me just hit the click and see if it'll let me click on the background, like the shadow here. It looks like it doesn't. So now I just go ahead and hit brush, and I'm just gonna highlight these kind of weird shadows. And let's see, again, I don't know if this will work or not, but I would like to have those shadows removed. So we'll just hit magic eraser, and then it removed them, but then it put something else in, which is really weird. So we'll just reset those edits, and it took us all the way back to where we were at the very beginning. So the moral of this whole live stream is to just being able to remove backgrounds. I started just having fun playing around with it. Let's go ahead and do with another design here. I'm going to do a couple more designs, and then we will actually get in. I'm going to show you how you can make a lot of money doing this. So let's do a little more complicated one. This was a 5K that I've done with 2 buddies of mine and one of his sons. So let's go ahead and just click on the image, and I'm just going to hit background remover and see if it removes everything going on in this background. This is a very busy background, and it looks like it did everything but the finish line. So I'm going to go ahead and hit edit, and then let's go ahead and hit click. And then I'm curious if it'll let me just highlight the finish line, and it does. So I'm going to highlight that and hit magic eraser, and it should just remove the finish line. And it did. So that is how you can quickly remove backgrounds. Now, if you want to get really detailed about this, you can zoom in a lot and then actually, find if there's like a part of the background that was left in between an arm or something, you can just go zoom in, do your magic eraser, and really fine tune things like that. So if you want to download this as a transparent background, what you would do is you click on the little share button on the top right, and then you will hit download. And then you want to make sure you choose transparent background. And then you can make the size, if you want to offer this as a service to someone, you could remove the background, save as a transparent background, and bump the size up really big and very large, because then you are upscaling the image as well as removing the background, and you could provide that as an added service. So let's just go ahead and hit download. And now it's downloading to my computer. And then once it's downloaded, now I have it looks like it left that part in there. So I have to go back and remove that again. But once I get that removed, the reason you see it's on a kind of a dark gray background is because I'm in dark mode on a Mac, but it is a transparent background. So that is how you're going to be able to remove backgrounds very easily. Let's go back to the home page again. And let's see here. We have another one of the whole softball team. And I see some chats going on here. What's up, Wendy? Welcome back to live stream. And glad you're able to make this live as well for a change. It looks like you're unable to catch some of them lately, but I have been doing live streams kind of all over on the times lately, because it really depends on just my personal schedule and going into Halloween, and obviously where we've got softball and everything now. There's just a lot going on, but it looks like you've already been using it to remove some things. You just paid for Pro for the year. Very, very smart to be able to do that because Canva AI, you're going to see me do a lot of live streams, especially this week, of different things you can do with Canva that is just really going to blow your mind. And even to offer services to people and to make some money on the side, it's a lot of fun and very easy to do. So again, to start off, we'll do one more round here. So if you just want to see what it can automatically do, once you drag your image into Canva, just click on the full image, and then you're just going to hit background remover. And then instantly just remove the whole background. So then once it removed that background, this is where a lot of people, why they would want to remove backgrounds like this is because then they can, design a poster with the team on a poster, or you could offer additional services for something like that. Or maybe somebody just wants a background removed from a photo so they can use it for product shots or whatever the case may be. So that is really it as far as removing backgrounds. It's super, super fast and very easy to do. There's one thing that I want to show you, and is how to turn this skill into making a lot of money. And I didn't find just one person doing this. There's a lot of people that are doing this. So let's go ahead and take a look here. I found a guy on Fiverr, which if you're not familiar with Fiverr, you can actually go to fiverr.com and click a button to become a seller. And anybody can actually create an account, and you have a profile, and you just create a gig on Fiverr by saying that, hey, I will remove a background for you for $10. And because there's most people in the world don't know how to use AI to do this kind of stuff. That's why right now there is just a gold rush for people like you and I that are learning how to use AI, and then being able to have these skills like in our tool belt is going to give us a big unfair advantage for people that just don't understand that this technology is even available to them. They rather just go pay someone to do it for them. So I found a guy on Fiverr called Nahid. He charges $10 to remove just one background. Currently has 593 reviews. If you take 593 times 10, he's brought in over $5,930. And this is him right here. It's Nahid R. And for $10, again, he'll professionally remove a background from an image. So just like what I showed you, that's all he does. And he also has, if you want to do 5 images, $20. If you want to do 15 images, $50. But what I just showed you that you can do in less than 3 seconds with clicking one button, there's people that are paying him $10 to do this. Now, not only would this be something that you could do, but I found other people doing this as well after I've already created this YouTube live stream. So this guy, can't pronounce his name, but he does the exact same thing. I will remove backgrounds from images with expert Photoshop editing and image retouching. Now, you don't have to say Photoshop editing because it doesn't matter what tool you're using. You can just say, I will remove backgrounds from images with expert image retouching. And then guess what? For your image retouching, all you're doing is you're going into Canva. This is my oldest daughter. So you would just come in here and hit edit. And then there's all kinds of different things that you can do. There's filters, there's effects, there's actually apps that allow you to retouch photos. If you want to play around with just retouching it yourself with the brightness and the contrast and like the highlights, I mean, you can retouch a photo very quickly and play around with the sharpness, the clarity, the vignette, everything. So if you want to offer retouching services like this person does, it all is built into Canva AI because people don't understand how that tool, you can actually use it for all that. So check this out. He has 957 reviews. His smallest order here is for $10. So if we take, I mean, you could probably just do the math in your head, but I'll just show you. You take 957 reviews times $10. He's made at least $9,570 just retouch or just removing backgrounds. And then this person, Manum, he will remove a background from an image, clipping path white or transparent. So you saw whenever you want to download a background or you want to download an image on Canva. So let's say this is the image of my daughter. Let's say I want to remove the background. I would just, highlight the whole image, hit remove background, and then the background's removed. And then I just download it. And then I could leave it as a white background, or I can make it transparent. So whenever you see people offering services where it says white or transparent, so what you would do, you would just leave it white. You would just hit share. You would download. You would not click transparent background. And you can even make the size double the size so it's much higher quality. So I could download it just like as is. And you can see it downloads extremely fast. Or I can hit share. I can hit download. I can make it double the size or even higher. Let's make it, triple the size. And then transparent background. And then now it's going to take a little bit longer because it's literally upscaling the image. But again, before I could even complete that sentence, it already finished it. And then you can see this is the image of her on a white background. And then this is the image of her on a transparent background. So you could offer those two options to people very easily. And then you can see this person, 1,688 reviews, he charges $5. So if you take, $5 times 1,688 reviews, he's brought in $8,440 just removing backgrounds from images. So if you want to get into that, again, all you got to do is just go to Fiverr, and then you can You could go to Google too and just type in Fiverr seller, and then you'll find where you can become a seller on Fiverr. And if you thought, let me know, for those of you that are here live, let me know just really quick. Do you like me doing short form live streams like this? Because this is what we're coming up on, like 20 minutes. Sometimes I'll do live streams. They'll go on for like 90 minutes or 2 hours. And I've had a lot of requests for people wanting me to do shorter live streams, just showing very specific skills. So that's what I'm actually going to be doing this week. I'm going to be doing very short. I'm going to try to keep them under 30 minutes. Just go live, show you exactly like one skill that you can use AI for. I'm going to show you what tool you should use, why you should use the tool, how to use it, and then I'm going to show you a bunch of people that are actually getting paid to just offer that service to people, which you can literally just do in a couple clicks. So if you're here live, two questions, and also if you're watching the recording of this, if you hit like on this video, if you liked the shorter form content, that helps me, because then I can go back in down the road and then see the people that watch this video, how many of them liked it, because then that tells me you like shorter live streams. And if you're here live, just let me know too. Did you like the shorter format like this, or do you prefer longer? So it looks like we have Ed. Sure is good. He liked how I presented today. Thanks. And then I'll tell you real quick also, being able to present this like short like this, I'm going to be able to do more of these live streams, where before I could only maybe do like 3 a week. Sometimes it was only 2 a week, because I spent so much time working on the agenda and then preparing a 2-hour live stream. Where these shorter ones, I'm going to be able to do one of these every day this week, which we'll see how it turns out. Looks like Wade says 50-50. Thank you, Wade. Shorter ones are good. Thank you, Queen. Brett says, I like this. Thank you, Brett. Wendy says short is good. Bonnie, what's up, Bonnie? Bonnie says, what method do you use to recommend to have someone send their photos to you to remove the background? So in Fiverr, whenever you actually start a new gig, then when they go and buy, let's say they'll pay $10 to remove photos, they will upload the actual images onto Fiverr, and then you'll see them like on the project, and you can just download them and then go put them, drop them into Canva. You can remove the backgrounds. You could do retouching if you want. You can do what I just showed you, where you could make the images higher quality, and then you would go back into the project on Fiverr and then upload it. And it's all done within Fiverr. Thank you, Michael, by saying short and focused. Short is good. Where will you post this video? So I take these videos and transcribe them and have much higher quality versions of these videos available inside of AIville. So for those of you that aren't familiar with like what it is that I've got going on, so this is AIville. So this is a community that, again, it's the largest and fastest growing community on the internet for people who are using AI. And then if you click on AI blueprints, you'll be able to go back and see all the blueprints of all the other skills that I've been teaching people inside of AIville what to do. And then you'll have the video uploaded, it'll be transcribed, and you have the notes. So a lot of these long, especially the longer form blueprints that I end up doing in the live streams that I do, like you're seeing now, there's a lot of prompts that I take the time to create for you. I have a lot of cheat codes and hacks and stuff that I include in the blueprint, and then that's all available inside of AIville. So when you come here, you can see this was I broke down someone that made over $3,800 making user-generated content ads and using it on Sora, and this was about 2 hours. So the transcript is all available here. The templates will actually, whenever you see me talk about prompts and everything, that's where you'll get it all. It's all inside of AIville. And I like to use YouTube to go live, because then I can, rather than just pre-recording videos and then making them available later, I like to go live at least on YouTube, because then I can get like this, for instance, feedback from people like Michael, John Lee Thomas. What's up, John Lee Thomas? I actually know somebody called John Lee Dumas. Wonder if you two are related. Looks like a lot of you like both short and long. So I'm glad that you like that, because when there is a chance for me to do longer form live streams that I know that there's no way I'll be able to do, like wrap this up in 30 minutes, they will be a little bit longer. But I will say right now on the agenda, all of the live streams that I'm going to be doing this week. So you can actually go take a look on my YouTube channel. If you're watching this live, if you go to the I guess, my main YouTube channel, which is at chrisluck.com, you're going to see my upcoming live streams. And then, so I've scheduled them already for the week. So I'm going to show you how to write erotic stories using AI. I'm curious how YouTube's going to allow that. Um, it, if I'm going to get some type of marks or strikes on my channel for that, but I'm gonna keep it, fairly G-rated as far as teaching it. But I'm going to show you how to write erotic stories using AI. That's tomorrow. Then I'm going to show you how to fix blurry photos using AI. And that's going to be in 2 days. Then I'm going to show you how to design book covers using AI, then how to make videos using the new Google VO 3.1. And then each one of these skills that I'm going to be sharing with you, there'll be blueprints with them. There'll be prompts with them. You're going to see me doing them live. And I'm going to show you case studies of people that are actually getting paid to do this kind of stuff. So if you want, you can always take a look. I would say on a Monday, I'm going to try to schedule my live streams ahead of time for the week on Mondays. So you can come here and just hit notify me on all these. So then you know like when I go live. And thank you, Cheryl, by saying that you like all the lives. And I think personally, if I was somebody, if I was watching you go live, I would prefer short because it's very tactical, very to the point, and you can come back and watch and get exactly what you need when you need it, if you need to come back and revisit anything. But like I said, the longer form live streams, I'm not abandoning them. I have some really cool ones planned going into November that's going to be covering a lot of stuff. So there's a couple very long form ones that'll be coming in November. But this week, I've always wanted to try to do just a batch of short ones every single day. So definitely subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to kind of see my progression of my live streams. I've been, let's see, this is my 31st live stream so far on this channel, and I'm approaching like 900 subscribers, which is super cool. And I did not think I would be getting to 900 subscribers this early on. And I'm going to keep trying to figure this stuff out because I don't know what people on YouTube like. I don't know if they like long form. I don't know if they like short form. I don't know if they like case study driven stuff, if they just want to sit and watch me work and listen to music. There's a lot of, fun things that I have planned. So thank you all for taking the time to be here. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you, Ed. Thank you, Duke. Thank you, JB and Cheryl and all of you. So I really appreciate you taking the time to be here. Tomorrow, let's see, my live stream tomorrow on October 28th, 2025 is going to be at 2 p.m. Central. On October 29th, it's going to be at 7 p.m. Central because I have a lot going on that day. And then on the 30th, I'm going to be going live at 2 p.m. And then on the 31st, I'll be going live at 2 p.m. So I'll be going live kind of in the middle of the day throughout the week. So I hope you all have a chance to be here. And you might have noticed there's something new in my office, and that is my big Benjamin Franklin $100 bill artwork that a buddy of mine, Rob, actually put together for me. So I just kind of added that to my set, which I think is really cool. I felt like this part of my office was kind of empty, so I kind of popped that up there. And there's a whole reason why I chose the $100 bill and I put it behind there. So I might be talking about that on upcoming live streams as well. But anyway, that's all I got for today. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate all of you taking the time out of your day, even if it is only for 30 minutes, to just support me. Because if I start going live and then like nobody shows up, then I'm just going to stop going live on YouTube. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Feel free to share this or do whatever you like to support me in the channel. So thank you so much for being here. And then I will see you on my next live stream. Bye for now.